Good morning, children. In the previous class, we completed the lesson, the magic board. Now we are going to discuss task for summative assessment. And A, we have got what have you understood, under which answer the following questions. There are some questions given, and we have to answer those questions. Where was the kingdom of Shangri-La? Who ruled it? Look at the first page. Shangri-La was a kingdom at the foot of the Nilgiri hills. Direct answer is there. First paragraph, first line. Shangri-La was a kingdom at the foot of the Nilgiri hills, and it was ruled by the wise and gentle king Rishiraj. Otherwise you can write, a wise and gentle king by name Rishiraj ruled it. Like that we have tried. Question number 2. What does everyone believe was the cause of love and peace in the kingdom of Shangri-La? What does everyone believe was the cause of love and peace in the kingdom of Shangri-La? Everybody believed that the cause of love and peace in the kingdom of Shangri-La was because of the cuckoo bird or kokila. Okay, children, you remember that? You can see there in the second paragraph. Everyone believed that all this was because of kokila, the cuckoo bird. She had a magical voice. Because of the magical voice of that bird, everybody believed that there was love and peace in the kingdom of Shangri-La. Question number 3. The kingdom of Dongri-La was full of hatred and misery. Why? Because the king of the kingdom, Dongri-La, was an ill-tempered and selfish king. Just as the saying goes, Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. Like that. As is the king, so are the subjects. Because the king is an ill-tempered man and a selfish man, there was misery and hatred there in the kingdom of Dongri-La. Question number 4. What did the king of Dongri-La want to do to capture the magic bird from Shangri-La? The king of Dongri-La wanted to capture the magic bird from Shangri-La. What did he want to do for that? He wanted to declare a war against the kingdom of Shangri-La to capture the magic bird. You remember, children? Question number 5. What did the king of Dongri-La do with the cuckoo and the 5 men? After he came back to the kingdom, Jagadguru, the king of Dongri-La, put the cuckoo bird in a golden cage, and the 5 men who accompanied that bird to look after that bird were kept in dungeons, underground jails. Question number 6. Was the bird really magical? What do you understand, children? Do you think the bird was really magical? No, not at all. How do you know? Because the hermit says, it is not the bird that makes Rishiraj's kingdom so loving and peaceful. It is the man himself. Because the king is very wise and gentle man, the king of Shangri-La. There was peace and love there in his kingdom. That was not because of the magic bird or that the bird had got some magical powers as people believed it. Question number 7. I can hear 1,000 kokilas singing here. What does the Baba mean by this? Really were there 1,000 kokilas singing there in the kingdom of Dongri-La? But actually the Baba wants to tell through this sentence to king of Dongri-La, he wanted to say that there was much more peace and love there in the kingdom of Dongri-La than that of in Shangri-La. Because the king had changed his attitude. The king became good, the king of Dongri-La, Jagadguru. That's the reason why there was peace and love everywhere. He wanted to convey to this, through this sentence to the king of Dongri-La, that it was not the magic of any bird there it was peace and love everywhere in the kingdom of Shangri-La, it was because of the king. So the king of Dogrila changed. That's the reason why there was peace and love in his kingdom also. That's the reason the Baba says, I can hear the singing of 1,000 kokilas here. Under the B bit, there are some sentences under which 3 choices are given. We have to tick the correct choice. Very carefully listen to the sentences, children. There was love and peace in Shangri-La because of Kokila, the king himself, or 1,000 kokilas. It is B. Against B, there is a box there. There you have to tick. There was love and peace in Shangri-La because of the king himself, not because of any other thing. Jagat Guru was a dash, selfish ruler, wise ruler, or Baba. Jagat Guru was a selfish ruler. You have to tick A. Number 3, Jagat Guru was surprised and impressed because A sentence, the kingdom of Dogrila was full of hatred and misery. There was love and peace in the kingdom of Shangri-La. There were 1,000 kokilas in the kingdom of Shangri-La. What was the reason? He was surprised and impressed because B sentence, there was love and peace in the kingdom of Shangri-La, which was not there in his kingdom. So he was surprised and impressed also. Sentence B you have to tick. Number 4, the Prime Minister of Jagat Guru advised the king to wage a war with Shangri-La and capture the magical bird. Did he advise the king to fight for war with Shangri-La? No. To steal the bird from Rishiraj's palace? No. C. To request Rishiraj to give him the magical bird? Yes. C you have to tick. King Jagat Guru was very angry because the kokila never sang. The kokila always sang. The kokila flew back to its kingdom. Answer is A. King Jagat Guru was very angry because the kokila never sang there. Number 6, Yatha Raja Tatha Prada means, as are the people, so is the king. As is the king, so are the subjects. As is the prime minister, so is the king. So answer is B. Yatha Raja Tatha Praja means, as is the king, so are the subjects. Means, if the king is good and gentle, people also in his kingdom will be having the same qualities. Under C bits, there is a who said these words unto whom. We have to, without reading the lesson, if you really understood the lesson, children, you must be able to say, who said these following sentences to whom? First sentence one is given there, see, go to Shangri-La and find out how the atmosphere there is so peaceful. Who said these words? Jagat Guru, the king of the kingdom of Dogrila. To whom did he say this? To his prime minister. Okay, children. Second sentence, let us see. Maharaja, the people of that kingdom are happy because of a bird, Kokila. Who said these words to whom? Yes, the prime minister said this to the king of Dogrila, Jagat Guru. Because Jagat Guru asked him to go visit the kingdom of Shangri-La to find out the reason for the love and peace that were prevailing there in the kingdom of Shangri-La. Question number 3, let us declare a war and capture the bird. Who said these words to whom? Yes, the king said to his prime minister. The king of Dogrila, Jagat Guru, said this to prime minister. Sentence number 4, you can ask for anything, my friend. You remember, children, who said these words to whom? The king of Shangri-La, Rishiraj, said these words to the king of Dogrila, Jagat Guru. Sentence number 5, he will not kill thousands of people for a bird. He is too kind-hearted to do that. These are the words said by the king of Dogrila, Jagat Guru, to his prime minister. Sentence number 6, you are a fool. Who said these words to whom? Yes, the Baba said these words to the king of Dogrila, Jagat Guru. Okay, children, these sentences we have to read repeatedly and identify the answers. And anyway, the key for all these exercises will be given to you, will be sent to you through WhatsApp. You need not worry. Now let us go to language in use. Direct, indirect speech. Look at the sentences, children, there. One sentence is given. The king asked. There is a sentence in quotation marks. Then what do we do? This sentence in the quotation marks is spoken by the king. So, what do we do? This we refer to whom he is saying the words there? To his prime minister. So, the king asked his prime minister. You can see the sentence there. Second sentence, he then went to meet Rishraj and apologized for all that he had done and returned the bird and the 5 men. So, what do you understand from this? The sentence 1 is said to be in direct speech because the words said by the king are reported as they are. Whatever the king spoke, the same sentence is used there. They are kept there inside the quotation marks or inverted commas. That is, the actual words of the speaker are quoted here. Quoted means are said, are reported. Sentence 2 is said to be in indirect speech or reported speech because the words said by the king to Rishraj are reported in an indirect way. Here the actual words of the speaker are not quoted. What do you understand by this? When there are quotation marks for a sentence, that sentence is said to be in direct speech. If there are no quotations, but the message is conveyed indirectly, that is called indirect speech. Okay, children, you will also notice that direct speech sentences have quotation marks or inverted commas, whereas indirect speech sentences, there are no quotation marks or inverted commas. You understand the importance of this topic, children? You can see in this particular lesson itself, there are so many sentences which are given in quotation marks like this, isn't it? But when we write the answers for the questions there at the end of the lesson, we do not use any quotation marks there or inverted commas. Why is it like that? The lessons are generally there in direct speech, whereas we have to write the answers for the questions at the end of the lesson only in indirect speech. That means to learn to write correct English or correct answers for any questions, we need to learn this topic thoroughly. So, first we need to identify. You can see that they write D for direct speech sentences and I for indirect speech sentences. The Prime Minister asked the people of Shangri-La how they were so happy. Are there any quotation marks, children? No. So, it is indirect speech. I you have to write. Number 2, the Prime Minister said, go and ask the king nicely and he will give you the bird. There you can see one sentence given in quotation marks. So, these are the words spoken by the Prime Minister. They are directly given there inside the quotation marks. So, it is direct speech. First one you have to write I. Second one you have to write D because it is direct speech. Jagat Guru said, I need to ask you something. Third sentence. That is also some quotation marks are used there. So, it is also direct speech sentence. Jagat Guru asked for Kokila. There are no direct speech sentence there. There are no quotation marks there. So, it is indirect speech sentence. Number 5, Rishraj asked his 5 most trusted men to accompany the bird. This is also, you can see there are no quotation marks. So, it is indirect speech. Now, 6th sentence, see, Baba asked him, do you really think that the bird is magical? This is a sentence given in quotation marks and these words are spoken by the Baba to the king of Dongri-La, Jagat Guru. So, because there are quotation marks, it should be direct speech sentence. Like this, when there are quotation marks, you can identify that sentence as direct speech sentence. You have to write D there. When there are no quotation marks, but the message is conveyed indirectly, that is said to be in indirect speech and you have to write I for that. Okay, children? A very important topic. Remember this first. Sentences having quotation marks are said to be in direct speech. If there are no quotation marks or inverted commas in a sentence, it is in indirect speech. Okay? See, another topic given here, an important grammar topic, children, using to, sentences containing the words to and to. He is, look at this sentence, too kind-hearted to do that. See the combination here. They are used together generally in a sentence. This sentence conveys a negative meaning. Negative meaning means what? He is too kind-hearted. Means he is so kind-hearted that he does not do that. Means there is a negative sense, a negative meaning in this. The boy is too short to reach the switchboard. Too short means what? That boy is very short, so he cannot reach the switchboard. That's the meaning of the sentence when you use the words combination of to in a sentence that gives a negative meaning. The above sentences means he is very kind-hearted and so he can't do that. And so he won't or can't do that. When you combine these two sentences, this sentence and this sentence, you get this answer. He is kind-hearted, he can't do that. So he is too kind-hearted to do that. Now combine the following pairs of sentences using to. In this same way, there are 5 sentences given there, 5 combinations of sentences, 5 pairs of sentences. We have to combine them using to. Let us see how we do that. The boy was lazy. He doesn't do any work. The answer is the boy was too lazy. Before the adjective we write too, that is too lazy. Then you remove up to the negative part because already this conveys a negative meaning. So in this place of this, you have to write to do that or to do any work. Like this, you have to combine the sentences. In before the adjective, we write to, and before, after this, in the second sentence, you have to remove the point there up to the negative word. So that should be removed. For that we have to write to. Renu is dull, she cannot pass the exam. So answer is Renu is too dull to pass the exam. Renu is too dull to pass the exam. I am writing the answers, children. You just carefully follow them. Meenu is weak, she cannot walk. Meenu is too weak to walk. Teja is ill, she cannot go to school. Teja is too ill to go to school. These fruits are cheap, they cannot be good. These fruits are too cheap to be good. Like that, you combine the sentences using to. Okay, children, with that, we come to the grammar part. In the next class, We will be discussing word vocabulary, spelling and pronunciation. Thank you.